Hey everybody, welcome back to That's Good Stuff. We just got done reviewing two movies for the price of one, and that was with Lisa Frankenstein and Madam Web. One of them was a major bomb at the box office. Not a big surprise to anyone. But with that bombing and Argyle bombing, I thought we'd look at some of the biggest box office bombs of all time. And I'm going to put this right here. So this is I try to find a website for this, but they were all different, kind of weird. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna adjust this for inflation because the magic of the internet allows this. So we go to the top of box office bombs of all time, and our first one is John Carter from Disney. If you guys all remember that, I kind of like that movie.
I did too. It was fun.
I really like that movie.
It's visual. I don't remember it really at all, but I enjoyed it.
You don't remember any of the movies, Michael.
That's true.
It suffered from bad marketing. They didn't know how to market it. And they kept switching the title because it's like John Carter from Mars, but they just switched it to John Carter. And so they didn't really know what to do with this movie. Next is The Lone Ranger. I've never seen this movie.
Is that the one? That's the one with Johnny Depp, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I was actually always surprised this one did because I remember when it came out, everyone saying it bombed and everything. But that was like right after Pirates of the Caribbean huged them. So I did watch it.
Same director too.
Yeah. And so I'm like, I was always, because there were like trailers out the wazoo. I saw a trailer for this like every day whenever this was coming out. So I'm surprised that bombed so badly.
Next one is The 13th Warrior with Antonio Banderas. I like this movie. This is a really good movie.
That movie is fantastic.
Surprisingly good.
Yeah, so go check it out and help them in the DVD sales. But it's a good action flick. Mortal Engines. This
Not a good movie.
one, not okay. You've seen it.
It's not bad, but it's very just meh.
I had no desire to see that movie whatsoever.
It has
this
Hugo
the one
Weaving.
with-
That's what I was excited about.
It's the one where the city moves?
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Okay, the famous box office bomb is Cutthroat Island. It had Gina Davis in it as like a pirate. A bunch of pirates in this movie. Did not do good. I've never seen it.
It's not good.
Sinbad Legend of the Seven Seas. So another kind of pirate movie that was animated.
Not mistaken, this one actually killed that studio because this is the same studio that did El Dorado and Prince of Egypt. And basically after this one came out, they're like, we're done. Like,
I don't think I've ever seen anything of Sinbad ever.
Really?
Like
the old ones?
The legend or the comedian?
Legend.
Strange World is the newest one on this list. Came out at Christmas time. Bombed hugely for Disney. No one wanted to see it. Battleship with Rihanna, if you remember that.
It's kind of surprising because I feel like that's like in the vein of like a Fast and Furious movie.
Me and Jared went to go see that movie.
I did.
They look like Transformers.
That was when
on this list? But with Rihanna.
What did you think of it, Jared?
What? Battleship? Oh, it's terrible.
Oh, it's terrible.
We were bored and looking for something to do in Kansas. That's why we went to go see it.
Another terrible Disney one, animated, Mars Needs Moms. It was kind of that rotoscope. I don't know if it's rotoscope, but it was just 3D. It looked really bad.
I've seen the animation. It looks scary.
Pan?
That movie looks so bad.
Yeah.
That's a weird part where they're singing Smells Like Teen Spirit. What?
Who is Captain Hook in this one?
It's Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman?
Yeah. Okay.
And
I can tell he was bald.
He's not Captain Hook. He's Captain... Is it Captain Blood?
Oh, my.
They changed him?
No, it's... Captain Hook is in it, but he's like... You see the middle guy right there? That's Captain Hook.
Oh, it's like an origin story?
Yeah, it's a prequel.
Oh,
okay.
Weird.
Tomorrowland, I really wanted to like this movie, but it was just boring.
Never seen it.
It's all right.
George Clooney.
Brad Bird.
Some cool sequences, but that's about it.
King Arthur: Legend of the Sword. I did see this movie, and it wasn't very good.
I didn't see it.
Well, that's your opinion. I love this movie. So
You like this movie?
I do.
Okay.
Okay.
no, I didn't say like, Joseph. I said love.
It's
Get your facts right.
it's Guy Ritchie. And it's like a Guy Ritchie movie, but it just didn't do anything for me. Titan
man.
AE.
Movie's
Michael
so good, dude.
loves this movie.
I love that movie. It's so cool.
He loves it.
What's the plot? What's the plot, Michael?
Oh God, no! I honestly probably don't even know.
That's not fair, Thomas. He doesn't remember things.
I don't remember things. I haven't seen this in so long. I do have this recorded from VHS from the satellite from back in the day. So I have it on some VHS where Sharpie's written Titan AE on it.
It's After Earth.
It's awesome.
That's what it means.
Turning Red. We reviewed this
We
movie.
reviewed
Not a good movie.
Not a great movie.
Not,
No.
not very good. No.
Yeah.
People love it. It
I
has like
thought-
90-something% on Rotten Tomatoes. I'm like, F off.
Really?
That's got to be one of the
The
ones
best-
that they got paid for, right?
This
Yeah.
The movie's bad.
The best part had to be the dad making the
True.
The
Food,
food.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jungle Cruise. Me and Jared saw this movie.
not bad.
It was fine.
Fun.
It was
Yeah.
fun. Yeah, it's a fun movie.
I haven't seen it.
Mulan.
Can't go- Oh God.
We did
Good.
review this.
good. I wish it bond more.
God.
It's terrible, man.
Disney
It's
being
terrible.
represented in this list.
Never
Adventures of Pluto Nash is Eddie Murphy's.
Don't know what
kinda-
that is.
I remember.
I
Okay,
remember that came out.
I remember when my dad rented this for us to watch as a family. We got like 30 minutes in. He's like, "Nope,
We gotta
can't
stop
watch
this.
we can't watch this."
Dark Phoenix. That was pretty bad.
I didn't see
Yeah,
that
it was
one.
pretty bad.
I don't think I saw that one.
You didn't see it?
I
Dark
didn't see anything
Phoenix?
past Days of Future Past. That was the last.
So
action
this
movie
was-
I saw.
A big bomb because they pretty much had to reshoot it after I think it was Captain Marvel because it had I think it had the scrolls in it, and then they're like, oh no, we can't use the
Yeah.
scrolls, so we had to like reshoot the whole movie.
Oops.
Remember Final Fantasy Spirits Within? when
I
that came
like this
out?
movie. It's not Final
didn't know they
Fantasy, but
made
I
one.
like this movie.
What is it? What is
Yeah,
it?
it's like computer generate the
It's-
CG.
It's not a Final Fantasy movie, but it has some Final Fantasy elements into it. Like, just look it up. I like it. You
It
might
looks
like
like a sci-fi movie more.
Yeah.
Looks like Independence Day.
It's
cover.
got everybody in it too. There's a lot of people in that movie.
Jared's favorite movie, Wonder Woman
Hell yeah, dude.
84.
Another painful
You
one.
wanted good, but it could be better.
Terminator Dark Fate. I never saw it because
Never
I didn't
saw it.
want
So
to. I didn't want it to destroy my.
That's
childhood.
with Amelia. What's her face from Game of Thrones, right? I did see. that
Martin?
movie.
No, this
no,
is
okay,
different one. This
No,
is
it's not
different.
her.
That was Genesis.
okay. I did see. That's the last one I saw was Genesis.
Wrinkle in Time,
That's with Oprah?
Monster Trucks, Jupiter Ascending. I remember when that came out.
I saw that,
I
and the
never
only
saw
reason I
that.
saw that is because I was working at Alamo Draft House and I got to see it for free. It was not worth it.
That movie did not look good. Eddie Redmayne
Channing
though,
Tatum.
love him though.
Onward movie.
Great
Alex
movie.
loves.
Great
It was a
movie.
good movie. The Alamo. I remember this costing a lot.
I like this movie,
Never seen it.
but that's for reasons. So
Ben Hur from 2016. I don't even remember this
Yeah,
movie coming
it
out.
did not look
Man,
good.
looks like it's having fun.
I know. It's like, yeah. Heaven's Gate is a legendary bomb.
Yep.
It costs so much to make.
so
and
freaking long.
John Hurt.
it's a long.
It's like-
movie.
It's like
Jeff
6
Bridges.
hours long.
Jesus.
Goodness.
That's the
That's too
extended
long.
cut. They released like a
Stealth?
they released like a 3-hour cut for the theatrical one.
It's got like a cult following now. People are like,
Well,
"Yeah, this
if
movie's
you-
great.
If you watch the director's cut, it's actually a really good movie, but it should have been like a miniseries, not a movie.
Stealth was a bomb.
That movie.
Stealth was a bomb.
That movie was weird. I remember watching it several times, but never really
My-
understanding it. I was like,
Parents really liked it.
yeah, I think my dad liked it.
I've seen this on TNT, but I've never fully watched it. So
How do you know?
I don't.
I don't know what that movie is.
I don't
I've
either.
never heard of this movie.
Romantic comedy.
American romantic comedy. No accents
Supernova?
allowed.
Don't know what that is either. It looks like a low budget movie. How did this Matrix Resurrections? We
reviewed that.
Not good.
Mm-mm.
Town and Country, one of
The
those
gas station?
comedy.
Yes,
Deepwater Horizon.
that's actually a decent movie. It's not amazing, but it's pretty good.
Another like parent movie. Moonfall just came out. I never saw it, but I think Jonah saw it and he said it was terrible. Treasure
Oh,
Planet.
man.
We all remember
Oh,
this.
That's so good.
That's so sad. It was so
Ah, it's a
good.
good
That's
movie.
where it belongs.
Shut your
You piece of
dirty mouth.
trash.
The CG Christmas Carol, I'm
Jim
guessing.
Carrey?
Really?
Yeah.
I thought
Jim
that was
Carrey one?
I thought that was a hit.
Robert Zemeckis. I think it just cost a lot.
I remember
Yeah.
Alex like being all hyped about this.
That
Really?
movie's really good, but there are a few scenes that drag it too much. Where I'm like, it would be so much better and flow so much. It's like The Hobbit to me. There are certain scenes that need to be taken out.
All the way from 1964, the fall of the Roman Empire. So it's kind of hard for those old ones to make the list, but that one did. Wind Talkers, I remember Nicolas Cage, dramatic one.
It has one good shootout, and then the
Cats.
rest of it's not very good.
Our favorite
Oh,
Cats,
no.
guys.
That's the musical about.
This is
cats.
another one that had to go through a lot of reshoots just because the CG was terrible and the whole movie was terrible. The Suicide Squad.
Oh, wait, that
was
bombed?
Yeah, that was a COVID
Yeah.
one. So
Oh, true.
shared screens. Jack the Giant Slayer.
Yeah, that you could read bomb, but when you saw the trailer for that movie,
Thomas's favorite, The Postman. Gemini Man. I saw this movie.
I saw
theaters.
that.
It wasn't
That-
bad.
okay, that movie is such an odd movie because of like the way that it was shot was so like not meant for TV screens and like theaters. They had like this one. Okay, well, it was shot on a camera that if you didn't have a specific theatrical screen for it, it looked just like weird. Like it made you uncomfortable. And then they never really released it in that format. And so everybody's like, I don't really like this movie. It makes me feel odd.
I think you're uncomfortable
And-
because there's an AI Will Smith looking at you.
That too.
Mhm.
The
Yay, Battlefield
Scientology
Earth.
movie, Battlefield.
What the
It's-
heck?
So John Travolta really wanted to spread the gospel of Scientology, so he made a
Really?
movie, and it's one of the worst movies ever made. So
Pretty bad.
I don't know this movie. It's a war movie, Thomas.
Thomas, what is it about?
About MacArthur, but I've never seen it.
Man with a
All
pipe.
right.
Man with a pipe.
The Promise.
Yeah,
I don't remember this one. Or drama.
it's not great. I've seen that one.
Beloved. 1998 with Oprah Winfrey.
Never seen that one.
Evan Almighty was the spin-offs from Bruce Almighty.
Yeah, not great.
No.
2015 Fantastic Four. Me and Jared went to see.
Terrible
Never
movie.
saw that movie.
Fan
Really bad.
One of the worst movies ever. That's worse than Madam Web.
So Bernie Burns brought up something about Fantastic Four. He's like, there has not been a IP that is more riddled with incompetence than Fantastic Four.
The big freaking
BFG.
giant.
That movie looked weird, but I wanted to see it.
Father's Day. I was thinking of Robin Williams. Just talked about him. Jack Frost.
Frost,
I
oh,
hate
man.
that movie, but you guys like it, so
I like it.
It's a weird
It's got
movie.
Henry
Rollins
Rollins
as a coach.
as an angry coach.
Light
Pixar again, Lightyear.
It's kinda
We
late for
reviewed
COVID.
it. Yep.
All right.
47 Ronin.
God.
Not very
Not
great.
surprising.
I saw that movie twice,
I
by the
saw-
way,
I
in
saw it.
theaters.
That the guy on the poster, he's not in it very long. Don't get used to
He's in there for 5 seconds.
Chaos Walking.
I didn't even realize that went to theaters.
Did it? We watched it, right?
Yeah, you and I
Yeah.
did.
the Poseidon.
My
From the
mom likes
Poseidon
it.
Adventure. LeBron James, the
Space
movie.
Jam.
Speed Racer,
That's a
still
sad
haven't
one.
watched it?
That's a good.
It's a good movie.
That's a good movie. Michael, what's it about?
It's a man that races
Ghost in
with
the Shell.
speed, man. Speed racing.
There you go.
We saw
Yeah,
this.
Walking
I don't
Boy.
remember it at all.
Yeah,
I
me
like
neither.
this movie a
It's
lot.
not bad.
I
It's-
liked it. Yeah,
It's just really miscast.
I disagree. I hardly disagree.
Hardly
Well,
or
you're wrong.
heartily?
You
Heartily.
hardly disagree.
Heartily.
I hardly have
Heartily.
an idea.
Oh man, the last Transformer movies were
Never saw it.
terrible.
Terrible.
So that
stuff.
was one of them. It's very long. It's very dumb.
Hugo.
Hugo.
That is a travesty. That movie is incredible, dude. God, I love
Never
Hugo.
seen it.
What?
Monkey Bone.
I have it in Blu-ray, Thomas. It's so good.
Sahara.
Sahara.
Dude,
That
I
movie
love
sucks.
that movie. So what? Okay,
It
I
sucks.
haven't
It's
seen that
so
movie since I was a
boring.
kid, but that was like our family movie where we would all laugh a lot because what's his face? Steve Zahn goes, "I'm so tired of being shot at" because they're in a boat
Yeah.
and bolts are going through. That's all I remember about
But that was
movie.
like the trailer, guys. Triple X, State of the Union. Missing
saw it.
Link was that claymation one, right?
Hugh
That's kind
Jackman.
of boring.
Yeah,
Kind of boring. R.I.P.D. We
Terrible
saw.
movie.
Well, look.
we did.
That is
Oh,
a
the
terrible
three of
movie.
us.
Oh.
Yeah,
like,
when
I don't know
like
that
when we were
movie.
roommates, this like
Yeah,
I remember Joseph being kind of excited about this one too.
yeah.
Because it has Jeff Bridges in it. He's like, it's gonna be fun. We watched it like this is not fun, Joseph.
that was bad.
It's not fun.
It's not fun, Joseph. Dude, that's
you
such a
guys like
travesty.
this
That movie's
one.
so fun.
I like the movie.
It's so
It's
fun.
funny.
Geely, one of the worst movies ever made.
Oh, good lord.
Astronaut's Wife.
I've never seen that one.
But one of the worst named movies, Ballistics X versus Sever.
What does
That
that
is a-
mean?
That is a terrible movie.
That's a terrible name.
I remember my dad loves watching that movie and making fun of it.
Dudley Do Right.
I love that
liked
movie.
This when he was little, yeah.
Never seen it.
Call of the Wild with Harrison Ford.
The CG dog.
The weird
Oh,
CG dog.
no.
Chronicles of Riddick.
I like that movie. Is
Never seen it.
Doolittle.
that weird
Oh,
spinoff?
that's the
Oh no, that's
Robert
that
Downey
one.
Jr. one.
That's post in game.
Yeah, that was a
Uh,
weird
Yeah.
movie for him to do.
Oh yeah, Tom
Oh,
Cruise
Lord.
the Mummy wasn't very
Unfortunate
good.
movie.
Tenet.
Really?
That's surprising because
Well,
that had such hype.
Well,
It's
it
a
also,
COVID one
COVID,
again.
yeah.
Yeah. Chill Factor. Don't know what that is. The Great Raid. 2005.
Interesting movie.
The West Side Story.
Really? Oh
Which
well,
is
COVID.
right around
another COVID.
yeah.
Yeah. Black Hat. I always see this on like streaming, and I'm like, I don't want to watch it.
I tried, but it's not very good. I love
Driven.
Michael Mann.
Dude, is that the
Driven,
one
don't know
with the? Yeah, wait.
Starring Sylvester Stallone.
I get confused with this one. Is that
Yeah, Rush.
no? Because Rush is the one with Chris Hemsworth, right?
Hemsworth. Yeah.
That's a good movie.
I think this is the one that I like. I can't remember. We watched the other one. We own the other one. We watched it a bunch, but I can't remember what it was.
Instinct. Don't know what that is. Anthony Hopkins. Lolita
the
97.
remake. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Like I know people love
Peter
that
Pan.
story, but I can never like.
Another
Yeah.
Peter Pan on the list. I remember that one.
This is all right.
The only thing I think of when I see this movie is that kid's face was on all of the Peter Pan
Mhm.
peanut butter jars at Walmart because there's like some sponsored ad thing, and I was like, he's everywhere. So I just think of peanut butter when I think of that movie.
Isn't this one had like Coldplay for the trailer and they always showed it?
Really?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so.
Rise of the Guardians, bunch of
I like that movie.
holiday guys, I guess. Sound of Thunder.
Bow, bow, bow.
Where were we? Alexander.
Oh God.
That doesn't look
Yeah.
very good.
It's not. Allied. I actually saw this at theaters. It was all right. It wasn't bad.
Hmm.
Gods of Egypt. That's supposed to be
my.
terrible.
Speaking of Madam Web,
We should watch that.
Nutcracker in
Nutcracker.
3D. I remember when that came out.
That was weird.
Bombing. Sphere.
mm,
Saw it like once.
I love that. I love that book.
K-19, The Widowmaker. Harrison Ford.
It's all right. It's weird when Harrison Ford's the only one talking in a Russian accent the entire time. So
Rocky and Bullwinkle. I remember this movie. Amsterdam. We saw.
did
We
see
all
that.
reviewed this, right?
We all like
Yeah.
that movie too.
That's
Yeah.
good.
Taylor gets ran over.
It's true.
Hard Rain action movie.
Never seen it.
Soldier.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Kurt Russell, The Last Duel we reviewed.
That's so
Go
sad. 'Cause
check
That movie's
that out.
great.
Well, that's a
Yeah.
COVID movie too, though.
Yeah.
Red Planet, don't really care for that one.
Yeah, not very good.
The Good Dinosaur.
Alex
The Dow-
said that movie was better than people said it was. That movie's not good.
No, it's
That is
not
a
good.
bad movie.
It's not
That's the
good.
bad
I
dinosaur.
did not like that. That's a
The
naughty
start
dinosaur.
of Pixar's downfall. Yeah.
I did not like that movie.
Ishtar, of course, a big bomb. Seventh Son.
The heck is
Don't
that?
remember.
CW movie?
Jeff Bridges.
Not good.
Ali. Osmosis Jones was a big bomb. I
I
remember
hated the trailers for that movie so much.
that.
Every time I saw it, I was like, get it
It's a
off. I
fun
don't like
movie.
how it looks.
Get it off.
Hudson Hawks, a famous bomb from Bruce Willis. He's
And then we got
kinda
another
doing
Bruce Willis
comedy.
movie.
Yeah, Hearts War. The Wolfman.
This is a Wolf
I like
Man.
that
I
one.
love that cover. Every time I see it, I'm like, that cover's so cool looking.
I like that movie.
You just like faces in the air.
I don't know. It's just like it's good.
Faces in here.
The 355, a woman action movie. Then Black Adam, we saw.
I did not. Did I?
No, me and Jared saw it.
Okay. I was like, we didn't review that, did I? Because I never watched it
I didn't.
on principle.
I
'cause
didn't
looked
hate
so
it.
bad.
There's a really annoying kid in it.
Yeah.
The Invasion. A lot of people like that movie.
It's
Invasion
basically
of
just
Bodies.
Invasion of the Body Snatchers. That's all it is.
Zoom Jonah.
Oh,
Jonah
my.
used to watch this all the time
God.
as a young
Yeah.
My brothers did too.
It looks like a Spy Kids wannabe.
Yeah, it is. The Man from Uncle, not
Aw,
bad. I
like that movie.
That movie's so good.
I think it's
I
too
love
long,
the
but it's
style
still
of
good.
it.
Oh
I
look,
love
Green
the
Lantern.
style. Green Lantern. Speaking of Ryan
Oh.
Reynolds.
Oh God.
Oh, Kroll.
Yeah, it's good.
Kroll.
Good.
Heck
It should
is that?
die. It should
Troll-
die and be shot.
Kroll is
Terrible movie. It's a
awesome,
terrible
Michael.
movie.
It's
That
not.
looks
You
like the
would like
cover of
it.
an arcade game.
And
I wish
it's
it
like-
was.
It would be way more
It's
fun.
awesome. Dude, we gotta watch it
Oh,
next time
no.
I'm in town.
no.
Oh no.
Robin Hood. I always get this mixed up with the King Arthur
Oh,
movie.
that one
There's
was
so
terrible.
many Robin Hood movies. I mix them all up.
Another one I really wanted to like, Valerian and the Thousand
Oh
Planets.
God,
I
that
feel like it was
movie's terrible.
okay. I didn't think it was terrible.
No,
Jared
it's
hated it.
terrible.
Not even Rihanna could save this.
Not even
bridge.
Rihanna.
Blade Runner 2049.
Great movie.
Like it.
It's not a great movie, but
It's a great movie.
it's a great sounding, great looking movie. I'll say that.
That's
I
all
don't even-
movies are, Joseph. Looks and
No,
sound.
you got to have some story in there. The Adventures of Barry Manchison. I don't know that movie. Doctor Doolittle again, the original.
Oh my.
Dang.
New Mutants. That's another one that had a lot of
Oh, I
reworking.
forgot about that movie.
Well, that one's
Yeah.
been reshot to death too.
Yeah,
I forgot.
It wasn't very good.
Wow.
Ooh, Snake Eyes was bad.
I still feel like that's in production. I forgot it came out.
That was a
Yikes.
bad movie. Pixels,
Oh,
remember
God. Yeah. Didn't see it, but remember
that?
that.
The Finest Hours, I like. I like that movie. Chris,
I've been wanting to watch it, but I never saw it.
it's good. Chris Pine. It's kind of just it's
that one.
kind of like the perfect storm, kind of, but Disney. Ghostbusters 2016,
Yeah.
controversial recasting of all the Ghostbusters.
Looks so bad.
The Great Wall.
bad.
The movie looks so bad. I never saw it. But
Okay.
I've seen it. It's not terrible.
okay.
Visually, it's pretty cool. Like,
Yeah.
it has some really cool visuals.
Okay.
Story, it's terrible. Acting's terrible. It looks great though.
I like the,
So the
first one of these.
My
parents
mom
love
really
this
loves the
movie.
I
Huntsman.
don't remember if I
Yeah.
ever saw the second one. I think I did.
I don't think I did.
I liked the first one, and then I saw this one, and I'm like, I kind of liked it, but I didn't. This did not seem like a sequel. It seemed like a whole other movie to me. So,
Our parents love that series.
Yeah. Live by Night,
I heard about that.
Ben Affleck, Power Rangers, the
Rangers.
reboot. I never saw the reboot. Did you like
It's
the
an
reboot?
okay movie.
It's good. It's really good.
It's okay.
Okay, it could have been way worse, but it wasn't.
That could
Just
be
saying.
any movie.
I'm
Is it
just
as
saying,
good as the original movie?
it's not as corny, but it's still funny.
Terrible
Oh,
movie.
I
CG
forgot
Turtles,
about that
bad, Yeah.
I almost walked out of that movie.
That
Is
one's
that the
terrible.
is that the second?
No,
one?
this is the second one. The second one,
Yeah.
is
The
not
second
as
one I
bad
almost
as the
walked out
first
of.
one.
I didn't watch the second
Really?
one. I saw the first
Yeah.
one.
I thought the second one was better than the first.
There are so many like small parts of those two movies I like, and then the whole though it just sucks.
So Francis Ford Coppola making a musical crime drama.
Oh my.
Didn't work.
And then, of course,
Solo.
Solo, the Star Wars movie that lost money. So that is
Wow.
it for
We
the
went through all of
biggest-
those.
Yeah,
Holy
we went
crap.
through all of them. We're strong. Okay, so it's
We're not.
time to get through our homework. So, Michael, tell
Homework.
us about your Trek in Stars.
Stars in the Trek. Thomas, name of the episode again. I don't remember what it was. Man, where no man has gone before.
Okay,
It
then
came
okay,
to me
why am I
right
here
when
then?
It came to me right when I looked at you.
Thomas, say
Um,
no.
So once
We're
again, we
here
are
for the Carhartt.
once again we are on the Star Trek Enterprise or whatever, and they're going through
the
space.
Starship.
Enterprise, same thing.
Star
right?
Trek Enterprise.
Star Trek Enterprise. Yeah, you go.
That's a
Um,
series, Michael.
And so, and they're like, "Yo, guys, there was a ship that went out in this area, and then they pick up a little like it was a destruction. I remember the name of this destruction. I can't remember. It's like a black box basically for an
It's
airplane.
a black box.
But I remember the name for a bit, and I was like, I'm gonna remember this for the thing. And I don't remember it. Anyway, so they got like a black box from a spaceship, and it's just with the captain saying, "Destroy the ship," is what it's basically saying. Like he's like saying, "Cut the cord, blow everything up, get rid of it. We gotta stop." And what do our heroes do? They go into the purple smoke. They're like, "Screw it, we're going further into space where no man has gone before, even though the men that went there before died." And so they get there. And then they start wigging out, and then one of their dudes gets shiny eyeballs, and then he's slowly learning that he has the power of everything. At first, it just seemed like reading minds, and then it turned to telekinesis, and then it just became everything. And so this episode is basically dealing with the fact of, hey, is this still our boy? Do we kill this boy? Do we take this boy back somewhere? Do we drop him off on a planet where it's just robots and he can just stay there forever and be alone and die? And that was the question. And so they're going to because when they went into the giant storm, their engines got destroyed. Like they had to refuel. They need more fuel or energy, whatever the heck they use. And so they have to find somewhere because they're just going off thrusters right now. They're like not going very fast. And so like, hey, there's this planet over here. We can drop off there, leave him there, refuel and get the heck out of there or re-energize, whatever the heck it is. And so, yeah. And so there's that whole thing. Just everyone's, the suspicions are rising. He's getting people all crazy out, and then he insulted a chick in the beginning, but then she became his best friend to the bedside manners. And then they go down to the planet and they're trying to ditch him, but he's like, "No, you're not going to ditch us." But then she's somehow a god now, and then they're both gods, and then Captain Kirk gets his shirt ripped and his chest is showing, and they have a tussle, and he's trying to get a big rock to fall on a grave or something like that. And then, but he didn't finish, and then she's stopping him. She's like, "No, we can't be like this." And it just emperor powers going, and so then other god man comes down, they have their little tussle, then he pushes him back, he gets his powers back because he had used too much, and then he shoots the rock with the laser thing, and it squishes the man in the grave with this perfectly shaped lump on the flat rock that landed, and it was perfect. And that's what happened in Star Trek's.
I did love Spock. Just gotta kill him.
Just he's like, you have no emotion. I didn't like Spock's because this was the one that matched the pilot or whatever, and he had the weird makeup on. I didn't like that.
Yeah.
It looked gross. It looked like Play-Doh was on his face.
I don't think this episode is canon, by the way,
Interesting.
because you had Sulu and Scotty, but they really weren't Sulu and Scotty. They're just those actors, and so I don't think this is canon.
Kirk's name was different on his tombstone. It's like William R. Kirk or something like that.
Yeah, because like I think this is the same people who like had the same writer for Pike, because Kirk sounds completely different in this episode than he did in the previous one.
That's true.
And even Spock is way more. I mean, okay, here's the thing about Spock. He's like cold and calculated, but he's not a monster. In here, he's just like, kill him. Do it. Gotta kill him.
I like the Spock.
Spock is a man of action.
Shoot him dead. Shoot him dead.
Like that one guy's like, "Did you get that laser rifle? I didn't order a laser rifle." Spock walks in with the laser rifle. Never mind, we got the laser rifle.
But yeah, it's definitely, I like the second one most of the three we've watched so far. This one definitely had the vibes of the first one, where it didn't really had an interesting take, but it's kind of very similar to the take before with the kid that was becoming God. And so it's like, yeah,
Do
just
we do with it?
overpowered. Yeah, it was kind of a
We haven't
rehash
even
of that.
met Trelane yet.
Trelawney,
You'll
But-
find out.
but yeah. So, anything else?
All
you guys
right.
got?
Also, nobody's sweater seemed to fit them very well. So
Costuming.
very ill-fitted sweaters.
All right. So from Star Trek, we go to Westeros, whatever you call it. Episode
You
3,
got there.
Second of His Name. So this starts off with the ship on fire. And then the Crab King comes and puts a guy on a pole, nails him there, gives him some crabs. And then all of a sudden a dragon comes and he's like, yeah, this dragon's gonna kill all you crab guys. And then the dragon steps on him. And it's Matt Smith driving the dragon. He's driving around,
Driving.
fighting, blowing
I
fire.
say,
at
not
people.
riding, driving.
Meanwhile, we head back to the kingdom where a two-headed pig is being enjoyed. It's the
What does that
king-
mean?
They've
Me-
cooked a two-headed
oh.
pig.
Being enjoyed in many ways, Jared.
The king has had a son, yay! And he also has a bun in the oven.
Oh,
The princess getting a song. She's outside. She's moping because she doesn't like that the king got remarried and is having a kid. So she's out like drawing or something while this guy plays the banjo for her. And then the queen comes, which used to be her friend, her best friend, but now she's the queen.
Yeah,
And she's
her
like, "Can I
mom.
talk?" Yeah, now can I talk to you? And she's like, "No, I'm listening to this guy play." And so the guy's playing, but then the queen's like, "You got to stop playing, get out of here." And so she kind of throws a fit because they're like, the king has requested your presence, and she's like, "No, I hate the king now," and stuff like that. But they go on a family road trip because they want to bond, so they all get in the carriage and they drive, but she's still throwing a fit. So they stop at Bucky's and get some beaver nuggets. So she's a major jelly because she's very jealous. So it's second name day, and they get to where the hunts ground or whatever they're at, and the crowd is going wild because they're all happy to see the king, and they're about to give the second name to the kid or whatever. So they're all kind of having a party, and there's some lady gossip going around with the queen and the ladies. And they say, "Hey, princess, come join us for some gossip." But she insults them, and they get all mad.
spill tea with this lady.
And so she runs outside, and she meets this Lannister guy, which is a name that I have heard before. I forget his first name. Do you guys remember his first name?
Not
No.
this particular Lannister, no,
Jason. I think it's Jason.
probably.
Jason Lannister, and he's like hitting on her, and then she figures out that he's hitting on her, and she's like, "Go away, I hate you." So she like runs to the king, and she's like, "What? I'm not surprised to be one."
He's like, you literally are.
And he tells her, "You must marry. It's your duty."
It is your destiny.
So, and then they're like, "Hey, you're causing a scene, king." And he's like, "Oh, sorry." So they go outside, and then the huntsman comes, and he has a report of they seen a white stag, which is very important. So he tells them of that. So they go. So they're gonna go look for the stag, and then the princess gets on a horse and still is very throwing a fit, and she's upset. So she drives this horse too fast. She's like speeding on the horse, but her knight sees her, and she's like, "Whoa, that guy's speeding!" So he like gives chase, so to give her a ticket or something. And that's Sir Christian. And then they go to the hunting grounds where they sniff some poop, and and the king's like, "Yes, fresh." And then Jason Lannister comes and he's got a spear and he's like, I'm giving you this cool spear gift for your son. And he's like, yeah, that's cool. And then the king's like, so the Lannister guy's like, well, because you're gonna name that kid the king, the heir, right? And he's like, why do you assume that? Oh, I can do whatever I want to do. And everyone's like looking at him. And then he says, the Jason guy leaves and the hand guy comes and he's like, that man has pride on his pride or whatever. It was a funny line. I remember that. But then the hand's like, hey, instead of having the princess marry that Jason guy, why don't you have her marry a baby? And he's like, marry a baby. And he's like, get out of here, the hand. And then the hand
Mr.
leaves.
The Hand.
And his other advisor comes and he's like, hey, instead of marrying a baby, why doesn't she marry the sea snake? And he's like, what? I don't think that's a good idea either. So the princess is with her knight, Sir Christian, and they're having a nice campfire, get along, sing along. And then suddenly a pig attacks. And the pig attacks the princess, and the Sir Christian has to defeat the pig. And he does. And then, but the pig is still alive, so she got to finish it off with her little knife and kills the pig. And there's all kinds of blood all over her. The king is watching a bonfire, and the queen comes and says, like, what's wrong with you? And she's like telling her about his dream that he used to have, that he was never going to have an heir. And that always worried him. And then finally he did have an heir, and he just doesn't know what to do. He's very confused. And then they go on the hunt. They summon the huntsman and they go on the hunt and they go into action. And then they see a deer, but it's not the white stag they were hoping for. It's just a regular stag. So they tell the king to stab it. Well, they tie it up with a rope. It's very unfair because the stag doesn't have a chance. They tie it up with the rope and they tell the king to stab it right there. So he tries and he misses. And then he goes right there. And then he tries again. And finally he kills the stag. So they kill the sacred deer. And
Don't be an idiot, king.
They kill the sacred deer, and then the princess and Sir Christian are walking around, and they see the white stag, and then Sir Christian's like, "I'm going to kill it," and then the princess is like, "No, don't kill it," and they just watch it and then walks away. And then the princess walks back in the camp, and she's all bloody, and it's like playing AC/DC, and everyone's like, "Whoa!" And they're like, "The princess is hardcore." The hand is talking to his daughter, who's now the queen, and they want Egon to be king because that makes the most sense.
Did you say
but
Egon?
Yeah, Egon from Ghostbusters. The king, the king is very confused. He's talking to the queen. The hand tells the queen that he's got to convince the king the name Egon, the king. But the king doesn't know what to do. He doesn't want to betray his daughter. He doesn't want to think she's replacing him. He goes and talks to the daughter and tells her that he's not, he just wants to see her happy, but he wants her to get married too. You got to get married. She doesn't want to get married. But he says he just wants you to be happy. The white haired guys have a meeting. And then Matt Smith comes and looks all menacing and stuff like that. And then a messenger comes from the king and is like, we're going to aid you on your quest. And then Matt Smith shoots the messenger. And then he's very upset because he didn't want the king's help at all. And so he goes to the crab people and surrenders. And he pretends to surrender and give them his sword. But it's just a trick. And then he fights a whole freaking army. And somehow he outruns arrows being shot at him. These are either the worst archers ever, or he's just that fast. But finally, one of the archers hits his mark, and Matt Smith goes down for a little bit. He gets hit like 3 times or something like that. So it's looking bad for him. But then all of a sudden, dragons to the rescue, and they save Matt Smith. And then his knights come and fight off the thing. And then he cuts the Crab King in half and drags him out. And then everyone's like, wow, that's pretty gory. And then the movie or the episode.
The movie.
So that was episode 3. I didn't really like this episode. It started pretty stupidly, where the dragon steps on a guy because we know Matt Smith's not a great guy, but the episode didn't want any subtleties, and they thought we were stupid, so they have this dragon step on the guy that's chained up, just so we know that Matt Smith is not a great guy. So I thought that was a pretty stupid opening, and it ends pretty stupidly because we get this battle, and this guy is just outrunning arrows. They're shooting arrows like crazy at him, and he's somewhat. I mean, it wouldn't matter if these were guns. If they were shooting guns, he would still be outrunning them. And then it does this weird thing where that's not weird, but it's a stylistic approach where they kind of do no sound and like no music going on. He's just like, ooh, and I just didn't enjoy the battle at all. So far, this has been the weakest episode I thought, but we will see what happens next time. On
When he
episode
cut the crab man in half, did he say get the butter and everyone laughed?
yes,
That's how you should have ended it.
We're
I like
having
how-
crab tonight.
I like how you said like the Crab King like came over and gave him some crab. Like
The Crab King didn't get any like backstory or anything. He was just the crab.
Just the crab man.
Um, is this based on anything? What is this based on?
A book?
It's based on a book. It's like a prequel book or something.
Yeah.
it's based on a. This whole thing takes place within like maybe 30 pages. Like it's a backstory called, I think it's the. Anyway, it's like it's a historical book of the House of Targaryen, and this specific time is only like 30 pages long. So there's a lot that's unsaid and not clarified. So
So it's like a appendix or something like that.
yeah, it's very much like Lord of the Rings has that whole book that on the end at the end of Return of the King. That's the appendices.
Mhm.
He came out with a whole book separately to tell the story of the Targaryens, and this is part of that.
All right. So we'll see what happens next time. I only watched a couple things. I'll finish off. I watched Come On, Come On with Joaquin Phoenix. It was a really good movie. So it's about Joaquin Phoenix. He's kind of this radio journalist type of guy. He goes around the country and interviews kids and asks them about their fears of the future. And then he has to take care of his nephew because his mom is having troubles with the dad because the dad has mental health problems. So she asks Joaquin Phoenix character to take care of the nephew who he doesn't really know, has never really bonded before. So you can just kind of see them bonding as he travels to New York and then they go to New Orleans. And it's shot in black and white, so it looks really good. The music's really good. And one of the kids, because they're like I said, they're interviewing these kids and they're like asking them what kind of like what's wrong with society and what are the kids' fears. And a lot of them, like, more than one mentions that like they wish that adults weren't as selfish as they were. So I was like, wow, like even kids know what's wrong with society right now. So, but yeah, I thought it was a really good movie. Then I watched another movie that wasn't really good. It was called Next Goal Wins. This was Michael Fassbender and Taika Waititi. If you saw the trailer, it's Fassbender's character, and he's coaching American Samoa because they're not very good at soccer, and they once played a soccer game where they lost 31-0. So they scored 31 soccer goals against 0 soccer goals. So he goes and he coaches soccer for them. And it's just a silly movie full of like pop culture references. They only play one soccer game in the whole movie. And it's all just to win this one game, and then he like leaves the country, and that's it. So it was seemed like kind of pointless for a movie, but all right. And then on YouTube side, I watched this channel called Defunctland, and it's this guy. He does stories about defunct theme park attractions.
Okay,
I thought you
sorry,
said
that sounded really
I thought you said
familiar.
the Funkland.
And the
I was like,
it's pretty good, but this episode was about this Garfield dark ride, and it was kind of disturbing to find out that a lot of people were like doing the hanky panky on this Garfield ride. So much that they had to like give them like the attendants plastic bats so they could like hit them. So they could break up any hanky panky going on the ride. So that was that was fun to find out. But that's all I did. So whoever wants to go next, Michael, you want to finish off
I
your?
can finish mine. I only have two.
Okay.
As we mentioned during our movie reviews, Thomas and I do not have Valentine's. So what did I do for Valentine's Day? I said, unless Thomas has information. We
Hey, you broke the
I
man.
know I did break. I'm sorry, Thomas.
I know you don't have Valentine's Day. You suck.
It was both of us. It's okay. We're together. You'll be my
No,
Valentine
no, we
next year.
weren't. I didn't
True.
see you in my bed.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Anyway,
because you expect too much. Good lord.
that's true. I know. Don't you gotta give me time, Thomas. Let me ease into it. Anyway, so on Valentine's Day, I decided to continue my trek through the nominations of Best Picture winners this year, and did not really know which movie I was going to sit down and watch. But I went through the list and I was like, Anatomy of a Fall. I love that title name. That's like one of the greatest title names I've heard in a long time. So click that. Didn't know anything about it, and then I had to message you guys and put an Instagram story up because that was that. I don't know if that or Oppenheimer should win. Like that might. I think that's probably my favorite movie of last year. Utterly incredible. It's about two writers who go and live into I think she's England, British. No, she's German. Sorry, I apologize. She's German. He's French. She speaks English mainly. They moved to his old family's cabin in France, and it's somewhere in France. I don't think it really says where. And so they just lived there with their son, who had an accident when he was 4, which blinded him, and so he's 9 at this point, and so so they're just in this kind of like solitude, solitary, secluded. Thank you, that's the right word. Secluded cabin out there.
You got the you got the word.
So they're in a secluded cabin. The kid goes for a walk. The mom goes off. You don't see what happens, and then the father, when the kid comes back, the father's dead outside in the snow. That's the premise of the movie. The whole rest of the movie is finding out, because you don't know as an audience member. And so the whole thing is a trial of was the mother responsible for the man's death, is kind of the whole thing for trial. It's a very simple premise of a movie, but I don't think ever in my entire life have I seen a movie that I didn't feel like I was watching a movie. Like, it didn't seem like they were acting. It just seemed like it was like a documentary of it just happening. Like, this is, if she doesn't win Best Actress, that's astounding, because this was incredible on her part. It's half. I'd say it's probably close to like 60% in French and then 40% in English. So like they have like weird rules. It was also interesting seeing like the kind of French like court system, which wasn't too crazily different, but just like how they do different things and everything like that. Like, and they were at first they were making it like you have to speak in French, but she's like not used to that. So that added a lot of tension with her trying to find the right words and everything. Like, I don't know what this means, but man, this movie, it hit so freaking hard. And then there was one point where I was like extremely uncomfortable, because there's a scene where it almost looks like there's animal cruelty in the movie. Like, I was like, this looks wrong in a serious way. And I looked it up afterwards, and they literally trained this dog to do what it did. I was like, there is like, what? And so the dog now has like 3 roles signed up for it. So it's a famous dog now. But I thought that was incredible. But I don't really want to say too much about it, because it's just powerful performances, very, very powerful performances, really well shot, differently shot. But yeah, just definitely you have to watch this movie. Absolutely. And yeah, it's not really one that matters knowing the story. Like, I thought afterwards, sometimes you're like, man, I went to this knowing nothing. That didn't do anything for me. I probably honestly wouldn't have wanted to watch it so much if I knew it was just like a court movie, but it's so worth it, man. I was utterly blown away by this movie. So freaking good. So definitely watch it. I think it did beat out. It's hard to say because I just watched this, and Oppenheimer was last summer, so I don't know which one I liked more. But right now, I'm like, they're definitely tied, at least for me, for last year. But super good, super good. So I only have 4 left nominees, and then I will be done with them all. Then right before this, I watched episode 5 of Solo Leveling. And they do the anime thing where they just leave me where I want to keep watching more, but I can't. I could watch it in a different language, but anyway. So he is sexy now.
Yeah,
he's got washboard abs. All the girls in the hospital are like, "Oh my god, what happened? Why when he took his shirt off? Where did his muscles come from? He's so hot."
Doesn't have that goofy haircut.
I kind of like the haircut though; it's kind of fun. But so it's still kind of like teetering on that. is he powerful yet? Is he not? And then so his character changed a little too much. I want him to still be kind of goofy. He got real serious, and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna be in like tall, dark, and serious and quiet." I don't know what the term is. I can't think of it right now. Words don't come to me. But yeah,
Words
Stoic?
anyway.
I like it though. I like it. I definitely like it. And it's one I'm like, I want to watch more now. Like I really want the episodes now. So I'm excited.
Where did 5 leave off?
5 left off where he goes into that dungeon with the other
team?
C one. Yeah, the team, the strike team that guy made.
Yeah.
And then there's some questioning events that play out in that dungeon. But
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a very satisfying show because there's not really a world. We haven't seen the outside world at all, really. It's just dungeon after dungeon after dungeon after dungeon. And I kind of like that. It's just fun, like building up to something more, which I just hope it doesn't become like some super tropey kind of thing of like, oh, the anti-hunter people. Well, I don't know. But we did get Christopher Sabat, which was one of the voice actors, which I made fun of because they use the same voice actors in every anime ever. He died in the first couple episodes and he's back as a different character. I'm like, come on, give me someone else. Anyway, but we did get the voice actor for My Hero Academia. Why can't I
There's
think
a
of
lot.
What? Why can't I
Chris
think?
Sabat.
No, the main character's name.
Deku?
Deku. Thank you. Well, that's his superhero name.
Oh, his.
Oh,
name.
Midoriya.
Midoriya. Thank you. Yeah, so we got his voice actor, which I like his voice actor a lot. So he was the
He cries a lot.
he's the because you're watching it subbed, right, Jared?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he plays the rich boy with the fancy
rich
armor.
boy?
Yeah. But yeah, so that's all I did. Very enjoyable though. I like that show a lot. That's it. I didn't do much. So go Jared.
Okay. Real fast, get YouTube out of the way. I watched Vinny Vinesauce play Go Hamster Chef. It's not where I thought it was going. I thought it was a cute little game where you're a hamster chef and you make little dishes for other animals, but it has a twist, of course. It was a fun video, just not the game I wanted or deserved.
Did you
Shows,
need it?
huh?
Did
Yes.
you need
Yes, I did, Thomas. Okay, I need something once in a while. I have needs. I didn't have
So
Valentine's.
did I, but Michael didn't show
Let
up.
him in
all
your
right?
bed.
Shows I watched. I finally finished an anime called Masterful Cat is Depressed Again, which basically is just a lady that lives with her cat. It's kind of like Clifford. She loved it so much it grew to like a human size, and it kind of takes care of her because she's kind of incompetent. And he learned to cook for her and all kinds of house chores to kind of pay her back because he was a stray, and she took him in on a snowy day. I'm always like, Luna, why don't you do anything?
Get a chef's hat on that cat.
Go to work. And then I watched FLCL Grunge and Shoegaze. These are definitely a lot better than alternative and progressive. Those were kind of trash. And these ones I feel like kind of got back to it. I feel like grunge is a little more like the old FLCL. And then Shoegaze was just a good show, but it wasn't very fully cooly, in my opinion. Grunge was definitely 3D animated, but it looked good. It looked like a kind of like a Dreamcast game, kind of like an old video game, really like blocky, but still looked kind of good. Not as bad, kind of like if Shenmue was rezzed up. But it was definitely a better step than the last two. But apparently Adult Swim isn't going to help make Fully Cooley anymore. It's just Studio IG. So what were you going to say?
Did the Pillows do the music for those two as well?
Yeah, in Shoegaze they did new songs, not just the same like Last Dinosaur or like Right on Shooting Star. They had like Revival from their Revival album. I think it's called Revival, but I really like that song and it was in Shoegaze. I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. Movies, I watched Studio 666 finally, the Foo Fighters made movie. Dave Grohl wrote it and directed it. You guys would kind of hate this movie. If you're a Foo Fighters fan, it's fun, but it's definitely it felt like the most YouTube thing I watched this go around, and it felt like just like something we would film.
Kind of
But-
sad though, because what's his name?
Tyler
Yeah, he's in there, right?
Hawking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Hawking. Yeah, kind of sad.
That made me want to watch like other musical things. So I watched Tenacious D real fast. Just always fun. I love those.
Well, that's why he
songs.
texted me for that. I was just like, that's random.
And then I watched. So I never watched the Metalocalypse special where it was a musical. And this is the kind of musicals I like. It's dark and it's metal and
That's the Doomstar one, right?
the Doomstar Requiem.
You didn't watch that?
No, not when it originally aired.
I could have
So
sworn we watched that when it came out on Adult Swim.
So I watched it Saturday because they had it on HBO. So I was like, oh, I gotta finish this. So I watched that. That was a good musical. I like that. That's a lot of good numbers in there. Just like you have Devil Pedal, it makes every song better. So
what was your favorite one?
I kind of like the one where they go back to where it all began,
Mm-hmm.
and it's kind of like thriller, but like a metal thriller kind of sounding. And then of course the whole
The
duel
duel.
between Loki and
Squizgar.
Scar. That was really good. So that was like the last thing they did for a long time until last year. Metalox Army of the Doomstar. There was some surprising cameos in there here. There's like Amy Lee, that dude from Anthrax, which is in everything. Thundercat was in it. John Hamm was in it. And
Holy
of course, what's his name? Mark Hamill. He's like
The
two of the
lawyer.
characters. Yeah. But this one was this is a movie. It wasn't a musical, but there was like songs in it, like new songs. It was epic as heck. The animation, like really, they had a budget. Like it looked really good. Felt epic. It felt epic. It felt like Brendan like went through some stuff when he wrote this or something. But it was really good, and the songs are really good in it. There's like two main songs. Because in the story, Nathan has to write this song of legend. But at first he messes it up, but it was still a cool song. But it was all about like being dark and metal and stuff like that instead of what it was needed to be. And then the other song came on, and it was really cool. But it's fun to finally finish that series. I love that series, especially the first season. There's nothing that's like one of the best seasons of television I think ever, with like the Krampus guitars. They learn how to play blues and stuff like that. I don't know if you guys would like that show, but I love that show. And it was fun to finally finish it all. But that's all I watched this time.
Jared, do you like coffee?
Yes, I immediately sent a clip of Grandpa's guitars to Jackson because he loves that show.
It's smashed.
That's all I watched, Thomas. If you want to go,
Oh, my turn. Okay, I did a lot of YouTubing because I've been studying. I watched a lot of Game Grumps for some reason, and especially the Ghoul Grumps, the horror ones, because I love when Danny gets scared. It's just because
That's fun.
Aaron doesn't care. He just like walks into the situation like, oh, you should be cautious. He's like, no, like the one I like.
did you watch the PT one?
The PT one, yeah. He's like, what's this? What's this, Danny? What's this? He's like, no, oh, please. And then when like the woman comes out, he's like, and you have the one with Choo Choo Charles, and I
Yeah.
swear, like one of my favorite lines from Danny is like he gets scared, he calls Aaron a butt effing skank. Just like randomly, and then like immediately afterwards he's like, hey Aaron, do you remember so long ago when I called you a butt effing skank? I mean, it's just so long ago that we barely remember it. I'm so sorry about that. He's like, it's okay, man. I understand.
Did you see their pass and smash of the Pokemon characters?
I haven't seen that
No.
one yet. And
That's funny.
because it came up as a recommendation. I'm just like,
They did it immediately after Markiplier.
I don't think I could watch that at the gym. So, but yeah, that one, the Mortician's Assistant, that was hilarious. That's a cool game, by the way.
Yeah.
Way more complicated than I thought it was going to be. They also did this one called Death Wash. It's like a horror with like an 8-bit type of surrounding about a laundromat, and I liked it so much I actually got it on my PS5 because I was like, I kind of want to play that. But then I had to go do laundry. Then I got scared. What else did they do? Oh, Closing Time, and it's one where they're like they play this girl at a coffee shop, and like they have a stalker, but Aaron decides to role play as Skeletor as the barista, and so every interaction is Skeletor, and it's freaking hilarious. I remember I was doing some T accounts at my job, and I just start cracking up, and our receptionist is just like, "Are you okay?" I'm just like, "I'm good. Just got to get these T accounts in." So
Aaron, his best work, I feel like, well, besides Pick Up the Grape, Michael, is when he plays Paper Mario, A Thousand Year Door, because he does like all kinds of voices. It's hilarious.
well, I remember one of my key memories is him and JonTron playing Sonic. It's like, "Come back, Aaron, I love you." It's like, "No, I'm done." And speaking of Markiplier, I watched a lot of Markiplier as well. That man's a very wholesome man, by the way.
I just need a recording of his voice. Just talk.
He's
I know.
He's
Just
like,
tell
"Hey,
me when it's
hey
okay,
everybody,
everything's
I'm
fine."
Markiplier."
He has
How you
the
doing?
best microphone I think that ever existed. I think
I know.
I only made one for him because it just
Yeah, they're-
perfects
like the
his
level.
voice. Like,
the
what is
levels are
happening?
perfect. He
Yeah,
never goes out.
Nothing
It
wrong.
never cuts
nothing
out.
ever. Just
It's perfect.
See that
But yeah,
video of he perfectly delivers pass, smash, pass.
Other than but no, he did a lot of horror ones. He did Blood Wash, Closing Time, and then he did this weird series called Fear to Fathom, and they're based on like Reddit stories, but they've been turned into video games and like tiny like short horror games, and they're actually pretty cool. And then he did the what's that one? Iron Lung. Is it Iron Lung?
I want to play that game. We're in the
the
sub.
one, yeah, the one he's making into a horror movie. So I'm kind of interested what he's going to do with that. So I rewatched his playthrough of it. Very interesting. And then I got onto some weird history channels. I'm not sure why. But this one called Historiograph. It's the Britain versus Argentina, the Falklands War. And it was like a 3-hour documentary about the Falklands War, which was kind of crazy. I mean, I knew about the Falklands War, but I didn't know this much detail about it. And it's kind of crazy that this happened only like 40 years ago. So just very interesting. And then another channel called Armchair Historian. He did a 2-hour video called Both World Wars from the American Perspective, and is actually really well done, fully animated and really good. It's part of a series, and they have like the Italian, the Japanese, the British, the Germans, all in this style. It's really good.
I'm sure that's cool, but he should have done history of actual armchairs.
You're like this right here,
Tell him to get on that.
Roman leather, Corinthian leather.
Melchior 6.
And then another one, and I cannot pronounce this guy. It's either Taryn or Tyrion Friedman. It's a documentary about the Troubles in Northern Ireland. I don't know if you guys know anything about that. Part of it was in Belfast, that movie Belfast. That is crazy. I didn't really know that much about the Troubles, but that is just nuts.
They said
And,
troubles. I was like,
Oh,
there's trouble happening in Northern Ireland, kicking up.
the Troubles. No, it's called The Troubles.
Are you
is
saying
what it's called.
trebles or troubles?
Troubles.
Oh,
John talked about that one time. He's like, such a silly little name, but it's very terrible.
Well, and that's part of it. That's part of it. Is like when they're interviewing all these Irish people, like, we hate that name. Like it is so like non-descriptive of the like atrocities and just the sheer weight of importance that is. And like, oh, it's the Troubles. Like we need a renaming of this thing. But very interesting. Had both sides of the Northern Ireland and then the Ulsters and then uh the Roman Catholic side. It's crazy. Like it's nuts. I didn't really know that much about the Troubles, and it was just crazy. See what else is here. Oh, then I watched some anime. I started watching Spy Family. Very fun. Very wholesome.
Did you go out on an outing?
Well, so I think Anya's kind of my spirit animal in a way.
You like
Like, one of the-
peanuts?
Well, no, well, yes, I do. But one of the first things she asked for, and he's like, "What do you want?" And she's like, "I want a pistol with a silencer." I'm like, "Me too, little girl. Me too. I get you. I get right here on you." It's funny. I'm probably gonna keep watching it.
I'm probably gonna start simping it.
I don't know about that, or Joseph, but okay.
That's you.
Anyway, continue with Masters of the Air. It kind of has a weird, not exactly a tonal shift, but it had a very odd story choice, and I'm not sure why they went with it. So, not really liking how they did it, but we'll see how it goes. They're still airing one episode per week, so I don't really know why they're doing that, but whatever. And then I finished Song of Kali by Dan Simmons. So the majority of this book, I was just like, this is all right. I'm not really seeing what the hubbub about it was being, and oh, it's such a great story, whatever. Until I got to like the last like quarter of it, and then like it was like going along, and then just kind of ramped up. I was like, holy crap. There's this one part where the main character is having like these tiny flashbacks, and uh, it goes through like some of the most like despicable behavior you could do, but in like a sentence. And so I had to go like, whoa, hold up. What did you do when you were like 13? Because I need to replay that. Like, are you sure? And then the ending was really, really good. And if it's a Dan Simmons novel, so it's going to be like horrible and like kind of makes you feel icky, kind of. But you know what I mean?
yuck.
Yeah, just like I didn't expect it to go that far, and then I'm like, oh no, it did go that far. And but it
Michael's
was
favorite genre.
yeah, but it was really good, and I really liked the ending. I was like, wow, that was it just came together at the end. That was really good. So I'd recommend it. It's short. It's really short. But yeah, Song of Kali, very good. So I don't know about one of the best novels I've ever read. I think that's just Harlan Ellison being hyperbolic, or it's not hyperbolic. Good lord, that's the wrong word. Using hyperbole, but that. Yeah, very good.
Real fast. I'm bringing it back. I watched a bunch of Zeta Gundam.
Nice.
Camille fell in love.
You're
She
allowed to say
died.
that.
She died like immediately.
The little friend fell in love with an ensign. She's gone.
He's on.
She betrayed him.
Yep.
And then I haven't seen Char in a while. He's come and gone.
Has he
but-
given his speech yet?
Not yet, but I miss
It's
him
coming.
dearly. I miss him dearly. Oh, they finally introduced the actual Zeta Gundam, like
Mhm.
the pro. That thing is awesome.
It's not one of my favorites.
I
though.
like it.
It-
It's not as flashy as that golden.
That's the thing, is
Gundam.
that you have Char's Golden Gundam, which is like the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah,
And it's like, here's the main Gundam. We're like, give me half. the
I
Char
think it's
one?
pretty nice. Like amongst mainline Gundams, pretty nice.
Better than the Double Zeta. I'll say that much. So
Not there yet. Not there yet.
Yeah,
All
that's
right.
it.
Cool. Any last words?
Actually, watched we were watching Friends with Corey and Becca before they have their kid. We were gonna watch Chicken Run, so we watched Chicken Run 2. Didn't happen. We watched Wonka for some reason. I liked it even I liked it even more the second time watching Wonka.
Hmm.
So it just
Really?
got better. I expected not to like it as much, but I think with
Is
the
it
expectations
already out?
Johnny bought it on it has it on Amazon. Johnny buys literally everything. And so but yeah, I expected not to like it as much, and I liked it more the second time. I was like, wow, okay. There you go.
I'll see it someday. Someday I'll watch it.
Maybe you'll see Madam Web.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, no.
Okay, so that's going to do it for this time. Like, subscribe, and notify yourself for even more good stuff. And we will see you next time. Bye.